Okay, so what I'm saying is, just because we share identity doesn't mean that somehow, some way, because I wouldn't do something like that, she wouldn't do something like that. That's all I'm saying. Does that make sense? I think a lot of the times when we share identity, I think that's like one of the reasons why there's this constant bickering between black men and black women, is because black men expect black women to stand up for them simply because they are black and they're men, and that's not enough. That's not enough. It is not enough. That's all I'm saying. Peace. What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and we're down here to talk about some trending topics. I'm in traffic right now, so I figured I'd start the video now. I was gonna wait for a second, but I'm gonna start the video now. Okay. All right. So we're gonna talk about some hot topics. The first one, go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know you stopped by. The first one I wanted to talk about was this thing that's happening with Nicki Minaj. And I don't know what's happening. I do know what's happening, but I don't understand what is going on. Like, I'm so confused as to why. Everybody knows what's happening. Basically, Nicki Minaj and her husband, this is according to NBC News. Thank you, sir. This is according to NBC News, and it's saying that Nicki Minaj and her husband are accused in a lawsuit for harassing his sexual assault victim. Now, I've been hearing bits and pieces about this story, over the last, I want to say about the last year. I've been hearing about, the girl being bribed to recant her statement and say that whatever her husband was convicted of, he didn't do. And I was just thinking to myself, like, you brought all of that on yourself. I know we make some mistakes along the way, and we make poor choices in relationships and partners, and it happens, right? None of us have been in every single relationship we've been in. It's been perfect. Otherwise, you'd still be with the motherfucker, right? So when you think about it, dang, you on my tail? When you think about it, you're thinking of this woman who Nicki Minaj is not poor. She's not in a lower socioeconomic class. She is smart. She is attractive. She has influence and access and reach that most black women don't have. And you're in this industry, and you really could literally have your pick in whomever you want. You can find someone. Now, I know that, like, being a celebrity and being in the limelight and having the influence that Nicki Minaj has, you are committing all kind of illegal whatever you're doing. I don't know how you guys are driving. Anyway, I just dropped my son off in the first day of high school. He's just excited. You see all the traffic. Everybody's dropping their kids off. It's a lot of traffic down here. And he was excited and nervous and thinking that he was going to be late. So funny. So, it's first day of high school. I have a high schooler. I can't believe it. Like, that shit is crazy to me. That shit is so crazy to me. Anyways, back to Nicki. Nicki Minaj, I'm like, girl. Like, the type of person that she chose to partner with after the type of partner. Okay, y'all are all deadlocked, so let me go, because y'all are all stuck. It's a lot of traffic. First day of school. Yeah. Wow. School started at 7:30. I don't know why all these people are out here. Anyways, it's late, I guess. They gonna be late. I just don't understand how a woman, and I was gonna say of her caliber, like, is she really high, like, high character person? You know what I'm saying? And I was thinking about that last night, and I was thinking, like, how we assign certain behaviors to genders in our society, and how, like, gossiping is what I used last night on Twitter. Like, gossiping, that action is attributed to women. I believe that, and it's attributed to women, and it's seen as a negative when men do it too, right? And so I was thinking about, like, these behaviors that we assume that because she's a woman, why would you want to partner with someone, one, who has been accused of and convicted of the R word? Number one, his character is, like, kind of shifty already. And then I'm thinking to myself, because it's no different than any other person who is an abuser, right? Like, Nicki Minaj was trying to get someone. She was trying to use her resources. Now, this is when somebody needs to be canceled. When they are using their power, their influence, and their resources in order to cause harm to other people, they need to be stripped of their resources. Like R. Kelly, you need to not be able to, because you're already low character, trying to pay somebody off, trying to get somebody to recant their statement, doing all these things, harassing people, and you're married to this man and you procreated with this man. But not just him. Tekashi 6ix9ine, her brother. There's a lot of, she aligns herself with a lot of men who abuse women. And I'm trying to think to myself, you are an abuser, Nicki Minaj. You are, because what you're doing in an attempt to silence someone or to get them to recant their statement, that is also abuse. You are re-victimizing this person by trying to use your power and influence for your own benefit. This is a victim of sexual assault, and you want to use your money and your resources in order to bribe this person. You believe, that's how low character you are, because you believe that this person can be bought to do what? To protect the legacy of a ain't shit man? Like, literally, Nicki Minaj, you ain't shit. And the people who support her, like the Barbs, y'all have one, grow up, because I'm trying to figure out how the hell Nicki Minaj has grown in this music industry, and she has had longevity in this industry. I'm thinking, as the years go by, do the fans get younger, or do the fans actually grow up and they're like, you know what? This bitch is real toxic. She aligns herself with abusers, and she herself is attempting to re-victimize and abuse someone else. You are harassing someone. There's a time when you got to step back and say, you know what? I don't think that I should, as a consumer, contribute to her and her being able to use her resources to do these things to people. That's like, when do y'all grow up? Because I'm thinking, like, when do you grow up to the point where you're not attacking people? You're not, but you know what? Maybe her fans are like her. So the way that her fans move, and she doesn't never say a word, maybe she approves of that. Maybe she is using her power and influence to rile people up in order for them to harass and victimize and abuse people. Maybe that's what's going on with Nicki Minaj. Because I can't imagine, and her stands, I can't imagine being a fan of someone and over again, there is this this idea that someone wants to, you want to align yourself with someone who wants to harm other people. Like, that is absolutely ridiculous. And it's like, when do you grow up? When do you step out of yourself and you say, you know what? I really can't stand by her anymore. I really can't do that. Let me turn. Let me get to where I need to go. I really can't do that. Oh, kids are going to school. My school, fun school. So yeah, I'm looking like, Nicki Minaj, what is wrong with you? Like, seriously. And then I'm like, you know what? That's who she is. There ain't nothing wrong with her. I mean, it's wrong, like, socially, morally, it's all wrong. But that's who she is. And her fans and stands and how they behave, that's who they are. That's why they're so drawn to her. It's that energy, that abuser energy. That person who aligns with abusers. Like, you are really trying to intimidation. You are using your resources to protect a man who abused someone. Like that, like there is no way around it. There's no way around it. You look crazy. And then it's like, you're like, what? So many people, so many young girls, hopefully they're not looking up to her. Hopefully they're not looking up to her, because I know we make poor relationship decisions, right? I don't think anyone has had a, perfect score. Look at that cat on the roof. Come on, cat. Baby, I cannot stand to drive by someone's garage and see a bunch of junk piled up and smushed up and smashed up. I can't stand, baby, when I tell you I cannot stand to see a crazy looking garage, I cannot. Baby, you better organize that stuff. Get it together. Yeah, Nicki Minaj, you're a trip. That's crazy to me. We about to go read this article. We're about to read this article, and so we could talk about it, because, it's crazy. It is crazy. Like, as a person, a supporter, how do you support somebody who does that? Like, who? And I don't want to hear, oh, she's been accused, she hasn't done. No. We take every incident that happens with Nicki Minaj and aligning with an abuser. These are not isolated incidents. We have now identified a pattern of behavior. So now we have something to look at. She has a pattern of behavior. And this is like so extreme. Intimidation, harassment, trying to protect the legacy of a man. And then I heard somebody was like, she doesn't want to put her address out online on the sex offenders list. Nicki Minaj doesn't want her address online. Well, bitch, you shouldn't have married a motherfucking sex offender. That's how you fix that. That's how the fuck you fix that. That's how you fix that, Nicki. What the hell? Girl, that's a mess. She don't want her address on the sex offenders registry. Well, bitch, don't marry a sex offender. That's how you do that. Simple. Fixed. Like that. That's crazy. And it's like, these are the excuses people are coming up with to kind of like support what is happening here. You are making excuses for someone who abuses people. You are making excuses for someone who is supporting someone who has raped somebody. What's up? What's wrong with you? Are you okay? You need to take a temperature? Need your temperature check? What's wrong with you? Like, to me, I feel like there's no way that you can position yourself in any argument to defend that unless you have been tasked to do it as in a debate. But I don't know how you can defend this. That would be hard to defend a woman who is trying to intimidate and harass someone to protect the legacy of her abusive husband. Who doesn't want to register on the sex offenders list? Because Nicki Minaj's address, that people don't want Nicki Minaj's address out there. I don't know what to say. Nicki Minaj, I don't even know what to say. And then like the idea that behaviors are attributed to gender. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, she ain't shit just like her husband. You ain't shit. And so it's like, when you seek like safety in other women and you say, okay, because she is black, because she is a woman, I don't understand why she would be doing these things. But none of that has anything to do with what she's doing. You know what I mean? Do y'all understand what I mean? She's just as ain't shit as her husband. I don't know how you can defend that. And then the crazy part is when people say, well, Cardi B, what the fuck? What the fuck? What in the entire hell does Cardi B have to do with Nicki Minaj using her resources to re-victimize and silence someone? Like, you're harassing someone, girl. Are you okay? Girl, what's up? Are you okay? You need somebody to check on you? And y'all supporting Nicki Minaj after this? I mean, I think it's a hard look. I mean, are you so tethered to her as an artist that you can be like, you know what, girl, I don't even think that I can support you in a way, because how I'm supporting you, you're getting money from that. You're being compensated on how I support you. And you're taking that money and trying to harm people. I don't know if I can give you money anymore. You know what I mean? That in the form of support. A woman who has publicly identified herself as Jennifer Huff filed a lawsuit Friday accusing the couple of trying to force her to recant the rape. The suit filed in the U.S. District Court of the East. Wait a minute. The suit filed in the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of New York. From what I know about the Eastern District of New York, this ain't for play. This ain't a clout chase. This ain't a clout chase. From what I know, when things reach the Eastern District of New York, that U.S. District Court, I think it's very serious. Correct me if I'm wrong, attorneys. Attorneys for Petty declined to comment. Of course they did. Minaj's team could not immediately be reached for comment on Saturday. Of course not. And of course, Nicki Minaj, first of all, it is so weird how people assume, when have you ever, or how, I should not say when have you ever, because it happens, but how often do you see somebody come out and say, yes, I did what I've been accused of doing? As criminal as it is, I did that shit. Nobody's going to do that. So of course they're going to come out and say, I did not do that. Nobody is going to admit to using their resources to try to silence someone to protect the legacy of someone who sexually assaulted another person. Absolutely not. And you can't position her as like black woman. Like, girl, what's wrong with you? Because this is not race, gender. This is just character at this, like, this is just a character, right? And you want to, I think a lot of the times we support people because they look like us, right? So there's a bias there. But you're like, this is a black woman who's using her resources to harm other women and to pay, like, there's no way around that. How does that make you feel? If a lot of people really love Nicki Minaj, how does that make you feel as a fan, that a person that has probably been a soundtrack to your growing up, to your life, and now you hear about, what are you doing? That's just, to me, I feel like you are raping her again. Like, you're trying to rape her again. Like, I really feel like that. Like, that's what you're trying to do. How dare you? The audacity. It says the suit alleges that Petty and Minaj began contacting her and the members of her family after Petty was arrested last year, when authorities said he failed to register as a sex offender in California over the rape case. It says that 3 days after the arrest, she was contacted by a childhood friend. During the conversation about the rape, she told the friend that she wished it would all go away forever, the suit states. A friend offered to help, who received a phone call from Minaj a few days later. According to the lawsuit, Minaj alleged told Huff I think it's that she could have her publicist draft up a statement recanting the rape, but Howe declined. Within days of this conversation, plaintiff and her family suffered an onslaught of harassing calls and unsolicited visits. Like, you're sending people to this person's home where they sleep. So now they're not feeling comfortable, right? Because if you have access to get somebody to come to my house, you probably have access to get somebody to do more than that. And if you're so desperate to do that in order to protect somebody, it's no telling how deep your desperation can get. Because Nicki Minaj is out of order. I don't care what y'all say. From even just aligning to the man, to marrying that man, to procreating with that man, the type of, and then that's what I'm saying, it's like the type of woman you assume that she is because she has money. It's not. She ain't shit. That's what it boils down to. Nicki Minaj ain't shit. And I'm sorry if that offends you, but if it offends you, then you need to go look in the mirror and ask yourself, why am I offended by someone saying that another person ain't shit because she is trying to pay someone to recant the statement of someone, of her husband raping another person? Ask yourself, why are you offended by that? That's a conversation you have with yourself. Go sit in the mirror and have a conversation. It further alleges that Howe's family members were offered $500,000 from Minaj. So you're saying that my assault, you're putting a price tag on it. Like, literally, who the hell do you think you are? It's the audacity for me. On another occasion, she was offered $20,000 if she signed a prepared statement retracting her statements about Petty. Minaj also offered to send happy birthday videos to her teenage daughter as a bonus. You know what, bitch? Let me tell you something. I would have set Nicki Minaj's ass up so quick, bitch. Oh, you want to send? That would have been the evidence. Send my daughter a message from you, so that can be my proof of what you're trying to do, as a bonus, bitch. The fact that you even really think that someone is that shallow that they would say, you know what? Yes, I'm going to recant the statement to protect a rapist. so I can get a video from Nicki Minaj. Girl, if you don't get the fuck out of here. Nicki Minaj, you ain't shit. You ain't shit. The plaintiff could not believe that defendant Minaj would go this far to bribe her. After R-ing how, Petty looked in a mirror and stated, "I am the man, I am the man." This is long. Tyrone Blackburn, he's the same guy who is representing all the people who have accused T.I. and Tiny of their crimes. It's time. It's time for the hip hop. It's time. It's time. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's time. You just because somebody looks like you know, has, you think you gender, that doesn't mean that you're in community with those people. It really, who did I hear say that? Just because we share identity does not mean we are in community. And it's true, because there's no way I would be in community with someone who did that knowingly do something like that. Like, that's trash. Like, I don't think there's any way that you can get around that with Nicki Minaj. Anyways, I've done enough talking. That's enough. How do you feel about this? What do y'all feel about this? Tell me how you feel. Let's get in the comments. Let's get in the comments. If you are a Nicki Minaj fan, how do you feel about this? Tell me how you feel about this without defending her. Or if you want to defend her, I would like to see how someone can defend this. Because yes, this man is outside of Nicki Minaj, but you have aligned yourself with this man through marriage and procreation, and now you're using your resources. It's like, how do y'all feel about that? And I would like to know how. And if you know a way to defend this, I would like to see that in the comments as well. If you could defend this, find a defense for her. Anyways, y'all, take care of each other, protect your energy. Peace.